there's ever been a set of hands that
Connor
that speed, then that's
McDavid.
a different animal.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't really know what to say
we
about
go.
him anymore. He's just too good, I guess. I don't know.
He's not supposed to be able to
He's
do that.
unbelievable.
Walks through everybody.
Oh, yeah.
What if I told you that there's an
yeah.
NHL player so good at stick handling?
See, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what's crazy? I saw a McDavid video, but it wasn't even hockey. I think I seen a video where he was showing his crib when he had his little girlfriend on there or something like that.
What if I told you that there's an NHL player so good at stick handling, nobody thought he was human?
Is he better than
From
Pavel?
absurd dangles to making D-men look like they just learned to skate, Connor McDavid scores some of the nastiest goals ever seen. And he's arguably the greatest stick handler of his generation. Some
That's
might say
questionable.
ever. You
I
heard
gotta
that
see
right.
something.
This
I
legend
gotta
not
see
only
something.
produces highlight, we have to go back to where it all began, in a small town
Richmond
north
Hill.
of Toronto. Richmond Hill, Ontario, 1997. Brian and Kelly McDavid welcomed their baby boy Connor into a hockey-loving family. Brian, a former high school player and die-hard Bruins fan, and Kelly, who dabbled in youth hockey herself, raised their son in an environment primed for the sport. By the time he was just 3 years old, little Connor was already obsessed with hockey. He would throw on some
Little Connor.
rollerblades in the basement to practice skating and stick handling, barely tall enough to see over a makeshift net. Neighbors upstairs could hear the clatter of a ball or puck on the basement floor at all hours. The McDavids quickly realized their toddler wasn't like other kids. Hockey wasn't just a game to him. It was an instinct. At age 4, Connor was ready to play organized hockey, but there was one issue. He was too young. Most programs wouldn't take a player that young or small. A loophole? Lie about his age.
That's
his parents
him?
told the organization that he was a year older so he could join a team of 5-year-olds. And even skating with kids a year or two up, he dominated. He would dangle through entire squads with the puck on a string, routinely scoring 5 or 6 goals a game. By 6 years old, he was already itching to play against kids even older. When the local New Market Hockey Association said no to him about moving up any further, Brian and Kelly didn't hesitate. They signed Connor up in a more competitive program in nearby Aurora, Ontario. They knew that if he stayed in a normal house league, he'd be bored out of his mind. The move paid off. From that Aurora program, Connor joined the York Simcoe Express, and soon after led them on an absolutely insane run. He won 4 consecutive Ontario Minor Hockey Association championships with YSE, often playing against boys several years older. Trophy after trophy, the kid from Richmond Hill was rewriting the minor hockey record books. Coaches and parents in the stands whispered that they had never seen a kid move like that. So fast, so smooth.
He stayed
By
in that
2009,
motherfucking
at 12
rank.
years
That's
old, McDavid was starring on a big stage, leading his team at the famed Quebec International Pee Wee Tournament, and holding his own against the top preteen talent in the world. It was already clear, Connor McDavid wasn't just another good player. He was a once-in-a-lifetime talent in the making. In 2011, after years of dominating his local competition, the 14-year-old McDavid faced a huge choice. He had dusted pretty much everyone in the regional OMHA, and to keep getting better, he needed to find better teams to play against. The answer here was in one of Canada's biggest minor hockey leagues, the Greater Toronto Hockey League. So that year, Connor left the York Simcoe Express for the Toronto Marlboros AAA program, a powerhouse team in the big city. This wasn't a decision taken lightly. The Marlboros were the very team Connor and his YSE teammates had defeated in the provincial championship the year before, and joining them came at a social cost. The humble teen had to say goodbye to many close friends he'd grown up with on his old squad. Some of his former teammates felt betrayed. Others simply couldn't understand why he'd leave after so much shared success. Connor himself struggled with it. For the first time, his journey to the top meant sacrificing friendships for the sake of competition. It was a lonely, difficult step, but one he knew he had to take to chase his dream of playing in the NHL. If there were any doubts about McDavid fitting in at the next level, he crushed them almost immediately. The moment he hit the ice in Toronto, he was a force of nature. Despite playing against the best kids in the nation, many a year older, he racked up 79 goals and 130 assists in 88 games that season. That's right, well over 2 points per game in the toughest minor league in Canada. Parents and scouts were stunned. No one that young had dominated the GTHL like that in recent memory. Not surprisingly, he was named the GTHL's Player of the Year for 2012. McDavid had officially conquered the Toronto hockey scene, but his biggest spotlight was yet to come. Every year, the top midget-age teams in Ontario battle for the OHL Cup, a prestigious tournament that serves as a showcase for future junior stars. In the spring of 2012, all eyes were on McDavid and the Marlboros. Connor did not disappoint. He ripped through the tournament like it was nothing, putting up 19 points, 11 goals, and 8 assists in 7 games. The highest scoring output in the OHL Cup in years. His silky stick handling and breakaway speed were on full display.
Did he just go through his legs with that bitch?
His silky stick handling and breakaway speed were on full display. It always felt like he could slice through an entire team if he wanted to. A lot like
How old is he in this video? But we just went through the legs on it.
like we see him do today, but we'll get to that in a bit. He was obviously named Tournament MVP, earning the Tim Adams Memorial Trophy for his showing. The buzz around the rink was deafening. This 15-year-old was being talked about on sports highlight shows and in national newspapers.
Damn.
A lot of people even started making comparisons to a young Sidney Crosby, dubbing McDavid the
Sidney
next
Crosby,
one.
I gotta watch
In the
Sidney.
final game, Connor faced
The
a
next
bitter dose
one.
of reality. The championship final pitted the Marlboros against the Mississauga Rebels in a tight defensive battle. McDavid tried everything, dangling through D-men, setting up teammates, but the puck wouldn't bounce Toronto's way. The Marlboros fell 2-1 in the final, just short of the title. As the Rebels celebrated, Connor skated off with a distant 1,000-yard stare. Losing was not something he was used to, and it burned. He'd carried his team with a record-setting performance, only to taste heartbreak at the end. But those who knew him could see a familiar fire in McDavid's eyes. This setback would only drive him to
Damn.
work even harder. And by now,
That nigga was
everyone
nasty
knew
with that
exactly
puck, boy.
where he was headed next. By age 15, Connor McDavid was already a household name in Canadian hockey circles. The question was not if he would become a star, but how soon. Typically, a player of Connor's age would have to wait another year to be drafted into major junior hockey. But for truly generational talents, Hockey Canada has an opportunity to enter the Ontario Hockey League a year early. Even for someone like him, it wasn't an easy pass. He underwent rigorous evaluations of his skills, academics, and maturity to prove he could handle jumping up a level so young. The verdict came down, approved. Connor McDavid became only the 3rd player ever to earn exceptional status to play
Damn.
junior at 15. After
Okay.
John Tavares in 2005 and Aaron Ekblad in 2011, it was official. The teenager from Richmond Hill would be playing against 20-year-olds in the OHL. His path was moving faster than anyone's in recent history. The OHL's Erie Otters held the first overall pick in the 2012 priority selection draft, and they could hardly believe their luck. On draft day, April 7th, 2012, Erie wasted no time and selected McDavid first overall. He was hailed as the savior of a franchise that had struggled in recent years. At just 15, Connor moved away from home to Erie, Pennsylvania, to begin his junior career in a foreign country and a league full of players 3, 4, even 5 years older. It was a tough challenge, but McDavid had been playing up an age group his whole life. Nothing new. In his very first OHL games, fans saw flashes of eliteness. End-to-end rushes where he blew past veteran D. No-look passes that stunned tendies. And a fearless willingness to want the puck despite being so young. That season, he notched 66 points as a rookie, an unheard-of total for a 15-year-old, and captured the OHL's Rookie of the Year honors. The Erie fans quickly adopted him as their own wonderkin, jamming the rink full to catch a glimpse of the Canadian phenom. Over the wonderkin, jamming
He
the rink
went
full
through
to
his
catch
legs.
a glimpse of the Canadian phenom. Over the next 3
Nasty.
years in Erie, the legend of McDavid only grew. He didn't just meet the enormous expectations. He exceeded them. In his second junior season, as he got stronger and refined his game a bit, he became the most feared player in the OHL. Squads tried everything, double teams, physical
That
play,
97 was
anything
good.
to slow him down. It didn't matter. By the time McDavid was 17, he was Erie's captain and easily the top prospect in the world. Despite a mid-season injury setback in late 2014, he returned in peak form and went on an absolute tear. In his final OHL season, 2014 and 15, McDavid put up 120 points in just 47 games, often making seasoned junior defensemen look like pylons. He practically swept the OHL awards that year, winning the Red Tilson Trophy as league MVP. the Wayne Gretzky 99 award as playoff MVP, and the CHL Player of the Year as the top player in all of Canadian junior hockey. There was simply no comparison. He was a man among boys, even though he was still just a boy himself. And it wasn't only in the OHL that Connor shined. He also donned the red and white of Team Canada and showed the world what he could do on the international stage. At 16, he led Canada to gold at the 2013 IIHF Under-18 World Championship. At 17, he was selected to the Canadian World Junior Team Under-20 and helped power them to a gold medal in 2015, tying as the tournament's leading scorer with 11 points. In every arena, at every level, McDavid met the hype head-on and then some. By the spring of 2015, NHL scouts and executives all agreed Connor McDavid was the consensus #1 pick in the upcoming draft, the kind of franchise-changing talent that comes along maybe once in a decade. Teams were literally tanking games for a shot at drafting him. The media dubbed it the McDavid sweepstakes, comparing it to when Pittsburgh landed a young Sidney Crosby a decade earlier. The pressure on the kid was huge, but if anyone could handle it, it was Connor. He was prepping for this moment his whole life. The 2015 NHL draft might as well have been called the Connor McDavid draft. The Edmonton Oilers, a historic franchise in need of revival, won the draft lottery, and with it, the rights to hockey's most prized prodigy at the time. On draft night, the Oilers made the easiest decision in franchise history. They selected McDavid first overall. As he pulled on the blue and orange Oilers jersey, fans in Edmonton began to dream of a new Gretzky-like era. Massive expectations for an 18-year-old. But such was McDavid's reputation. Many were already calling him the best prospect since Crosby, and some even drew comparisons to Wayne Gretzky himself.
Oh, yeah, Wayne Gretzky now, Hey, I gotta watch Sidney Crosby though, because I've been hearing a lot about Sidney.
McDavid was humbled but confident about the challenge ahead. I know what's expected of me, he said to the press, and I'm going to do everything I can to help this team win. The stage was set for a superstar entrance. McDavid's NHL debut in October 2015 was electric. Every time he touched the puck, the crowd at Edmonton's arena would hold its breath, knowing that anything could happen. In his third game, he scored his first NHL goal, a sneaky tip on a shot from Andrei Sekera. The relief and joy on his face said it all. Even for a prodigy, the first NHL goal is a special moment. And from there, the floodgates opened. Night after night, Connor flashed the brilliance that scouts have raved about. A burst of acceleration that split defensemen. A set of hands so silky, he could stick handle through traffic in top gear. And a playmaking vision that made his line mates better instantly. By early November, he was leading all NHL rookies in scoring and forcing his name into the headlines. Then, on November 3rd, 2015, disaster struck. In just his 13th NHL game, during a hard rush to the net, McDavid got tangled between Michael Del Zotto and Brandon Manning and crashed awkwardly into the boards. He wasn't too quick to get up. The arena was dead quiet, and the news came quickly. A fractured collarbone. The Phenom would miss months of his rookie season. It was a gut punch to hockey fans everywhere. The game's filthiest new star was sidelined just as he was getting hot. Connor was devastated, but true to form, he attacked his rehab with determination. After nearly 3 months of recovery, he returned in February of 2016, and it was as if he'd never left. In his very first game back, McDavid had a goal and 2 assists in a blowout win against the Blue Jackets. A week later, in a game against his hometown Toronto Maple Leafs, he put on a clinic. Scoring 2 goals in a game against his hometown Toronto Maple Leafs, he put on a clinic. Scoring 2 goals and assisting on 3 more to have a hand in all 5 Oilers goals that night. It was a statement. He was back and maybe even better. Despite playing only 45 games of his rookie season, McDavid piled up 48 points, finishing 3rd in the Calder Trophy voting. The hockey world had gotten just a taste of what he could do, and everyone wanted more. The Oilers organization had seen enough to know they had something truly special. At 19 years old, before his second NHL season even began, McDavid was named the captain of the Edmonton Oilers, making him the youngest captain in NHL history. It's always a bold move handing the leadership of a franchise to a teenager, but Connor's maturity and drive impressed everyone. He responded like a true leader. The 2016-17 season became McDavid's NHL coming out party. Free of injury, he played all 82 games with outrageous consistency. He led the entire league in scoring with 100 points, becoming the youngest player to win the NHL Art Ross Trophy since a 19-year-old Sid the Kid a decade earlier. On most nights, he seemed unstoppable.
Hold on, so Sidney did it a day. That's crazy. So I gotta watch Sidney Crosby. I got to. It seems to be Crosby handle like Connor
Defensemen
McDavid,
who used to try and stand him up at the blue line started backing off, terrified of his speed. When McDavid had the puck, you could damn near see the panic in opposing teams. Under his leadership, the Oilers broke their long 10-year playoff drought that spring, finishing with their best record in years and second in the Pacific Division behind the Anaheim Ducks. In the playoffs, McDavid continued to impress, helping Edmonton win their first-round series against the Sharks and pushing a strong Anaheim team to 7 games in round 2. The city of Edmonton, starved for hockey success, was buzzing with excitement again, and it was 97's doing. When
Damn.
the NHL awards rolled around in June 2017, Connor McDavid's name was etched on multiple trophies. He won the prestigious Hart Memorial Trophy at
His second year in the league? MVP, second year in the league? And this 2017, so he's still in the league right now. He on that Wayne Gretzky suggestion?
as the league's most valuable player, and the Ted Lindsay Trophy as the
Yeah,
most
that's right
outstanding
there.
player.
That's the
as
same girl I seen in that video.
voted by other players around the league. Essentially, who was the scariest to play against. Imagine, at just 20 years old, McDavid was officially the best hockey player on the planet that season. And close to every player around the league knew it. Teammate Leon Draisaitl put it perfectly. I don't really know what to say about him anymore. He's just too good, I guess. Over the next few seasons, McDavid only got better. There were challenges. The Oilers as a team went through ups and downs, even missing the playoffs in 2018. But Connor never took his foot off the gas. In February 2018, he recorded his first 4-goal game, and he repeatedly proved his...
Hey, hockey got cheerleaders? Was that a cheerleader? Hockey got cheerleaders? What's up, bro? Where that girl come from? What the fuck? What's going on?
Even missing the playoffs in 2018.
I'm sorry, let's give it to the
But
video. I'm
Connor
sorry.
never took his foot off the gas. In February 2018, he recorded his first 4-goal game, and he repeatedly proved his dominance in the NHL skills competition by winning the fastest skater title year after year. In fact, McDavid has won the fastest skater event 4 times, flying through the lap at a speed that made fans' jaws drop. Players and commentators often say that McDavid looks like he skates faster with the puck than without it, a testament to his unmatched puck control at max speed. By 2019, even after a scary knee injury in the final game of the 2018-19 season, which he miraculously rehabbed without surgery, McDavid returned as explosive as ever. He continued to rack up scoring titles, 5 Art Ross trophies to date, and provided a nightly highlight reel that seemed to defy physics.
Got 5 to the
In the
day?
pandemic-shortened 2020-21 season, McDavid achieved an almost otherworldly level of domination. In just 56 games, he put up 105 points, a pace of nearly 2 points per game in the modern NHL, something not seen in decades. He was so dominant that he earned the Hart Trophy with only 1 vote missing for a unanimous victory. It was clear that McDavid was in a league of his own. By 2023, at age 26, McDavid was in his final form. That season, he posted an absurd...
Hold on. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, McDavid, he's my new favorite player. I ain't gonna lie. That 97 look so smooth, too. That 97 looks smooth. I don't know why I be like, that's my new favorite player. I don't watch the video. But it's like, he nasty. Hold on.
3 at age 26,
He
McDavid
bro.
was in his final form. That
Hum,
season,
hum.
he posted an...
Bro, he won an MVP his second year in the league. What we talking about? And the reason he ain't winning his first year, he got hurt. Connor McDavid might be really Wayne Gretzky 3.0. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Am I tripping? Am I overreacting? Nah, this was crazy though. This right here?
2023, at age 26, McDavid was in his final form. That season, he posted an absurd 153 points, the highest single-season point total the league had seen since the mid-1990s. He took home another Hart Trophy, his third, along with the Rocket Richard Trophy as the NHL's leading goal scorer with 64 rips, adding yet another piece to his legacy. His fellow players voted him.
I forgot. I remember watching Wayne Gretzky. I watched that video a minute ago. But I know he won like 7 MVPs in a row. He won like 7 or 8 of them in a row. and like 8 scoring titles. Wayne Gretzky was doing some shit. But McDavid got 5 MVPs so far in his career. He got drafted in 2015. It's 2026. He 12 years in. Well, 11 years in. If you count that extra year season, you know. Is he on that Wayne Gretzky path? Like, what are we talking about here?
Commentators ran out of superlatives. His fellow players voted him the league's best forward and most outstanding player multiple times, acknowledging what everyone could see. Connor McDavid was the most skilled and dominant hockey player on earth. His speed on the ice was unmatched, and even the most agile opponents struggled to contain him. Night after night, he delivered moments that left fans and even opposing coaches shaking their heads in disbelief, whether it was a no-look backhand pass through a D-man's legs or a coast-to-coast goal that would go viral online the next day. Despite all the individual accolades, one thing eluded McDavid in the NHL, the Stanley Cup. Hockey is a team game, and year after year, the Oilers fell short of that ultimate prize, sometimes in heartbreaking fashion. But McDavid's force only grew stronger with each setback. By the midpoint of the 2020s, it felt like only a matter of time before he would get his chance to lift the cup. 2025, after years of dazzling in the NHL, Connor McDavid has become a symbol of Canadian hockey greatness, mentioned in the same sentence as Crosby, Lemieux, and Gretzky. Yet, he's never had the chance to help lead Team Canada's senior squad in a best-on-best tournament. Until now, the first putt at that silver chalice. His story is far from over. There will be more chapters, more outrageous goals, more moments of adversity, maybe more records broken along the way. Hockey fans have learned to expect the unexpected when number 97 is on the ice. He might make a play that no one has ever seen before, or completely take over a game when it matters most. As commentator Jack Michaels put it, McDavid doesn't just control the puck, he hypnotizes it. When he's flying down the sheet, puck on his stick, it's as if the puck and his stick are extensions of his will, bending the game to his imagination. And in those moments, every fan in the arena, every viewer at home, finds themselves speechless.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm taking him over Lemieux. I'm taking him over Lemieux. Not Bobby Orr, though, or Wayne Gretzky. Pavel handle, his handle ain't better than Pavel's, but Pavel, he better than Pavel, though. But his handle not bad. Pavel handle, let me know what y'all think in the comments, bro. But let me know if y'all got kind of ranked in players that's playing today and of all time. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure